Welcome to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Stefan Samuel. Here are the stories that we are following today, August 14th, 2013. In international news, an Indian submarine catches fire, sinks with 18 sailors on board. A typhoon strikes South China after killing 6 in the Philippines. Israel frees 26 Palestinian prisoners on eve of peace talks. And Asiana Airlines offers $10,000 to survivors of the San Francisco crash. Details on these headlines and more when we return.
I can't believe your mom let you take your car out. This is awesome.
It's time to grow up.
You're crazy.
Little wildflower.
Go faster. Stop.
It'll all be alright.
I raised my son to be careful,
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, Mom.
but just to be safe,
So don't you worry.
I got a Subaru.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Coleman Subaru, 1710 North Alden Avenue, Ewing, New Jersey, or colemansubaru.com.
5 million customers use Leica Mobile for affordable international mobile calls, connecting over 2.5 million mobile calls daily, helping our customers stay in touch with their loved ones, whether they be in Asia, Africa, Europe, or the rest of the world. Every 5 seconds, a new Leica Mobile customer joins our growing family, helping you to make affordable international calls across the world. Leica Mobile. Call the world for less.
Welcome back to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Stefan Samuel. This segment of the news is sponsored by Leica Mobile. In international news, an Indian Navy submarine with about 18 sailors on board was caught afire after an explosion and sank early today at its home port in Mumbai. Efforts were being made to ascertain the safety of the personnel and salvage the diesel and electricity-powered submarine, Navy spokesman Narendra Vispute said. They extinguished the fire in about 2 hours. Afterward, the sub was nearly submerged at its berth in the naval dockyard. Vispute said the cause of the explosion is being further investigated. Further details were not available. The 16-year-old Russian-made submarine INS Sind-Hurakshak had recently returned from Russia after undergoing an overhaul and upgrade, Rahul Bedi, an analyst from the independent James Information Group said. India currently has 14 diesel-powered submarines. On Saturday, India activated the atomic reactor on its first indigenously designed and built nuclear submarine, which the Navy could deploy within the next 2 years. India has steadily built up its naval capabilities in recent years, spurred by its rivalry with neighboring China. A typhoon struck the south coast of China this morning, forcing airlines to cancel flights and halting stock exchange trading in the financial center of Hong Kong after leaving a trail of destruction in the Philippines. The Hong Kong Weather Observatory raised its number 8 tropical cyclone signal early in the day, its third highest alert, but had lowered it by the afternoon as Typhoon Yutar moved inland west of the territory. Heavy rains and gale-force winds lashed Hong Kong and uprooted trees with heavy disruptions to shipping services and flights. Markets, schools, and businesses closed for the day. Nearly 200 workers were rescued from an artificial island on the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau bridge as conditions deteriorated, local police said. On the tropical resort island of Hainan, west of the storm's path, 27,000 boats returned to the port while more than 98,000 people were evacuated from low-lying areas, the official Xinhua news agency reported. Utar was the worst typhoon to hit the Philippines this year, killing 6 people and displacing over 3,000 families as it caused landslides and floods and disrupted power and communication links. Cyclones are common at this time of the year in the South China Sea, picking up strength from the warm waters and dissipating over the land. In Jerusalem, Israel released 26 Palestinian inmates, including many convicted in grisly killings, on the eve of the long-stalled Mideast peace talks, angering families of those slain by the prisoners who were welcomed as heroes in the West Bank and Gaza. Buses carrying the inmates departed the Ayalon prison in central Israel late Tuesday, a nighttime release that was aimed at preventing the spectacle of prisoners flashing victory signs as it happened in the past. Relatives of the victim, many of their hands painted red to symbolize what they say is the blood is on the hands of the inmates, held protests throughout the day, and some protesters tried briefly to block the buses from leaving. The decision to release the men stirred anguish in Israel, where many Israelis view them as terrorists. Celebrations erupted in the West Bank and Gaza Strip, where thousands of Palestinian well-wishers awaited the bus's arrival. Fireworks lit the sky in Gaza, where rival Hamas and Fatah supporters, including several masked gunmen, celebrated to the beat of the drums. Tuesday's release was part of an agreement brokered by U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry to get Israel and the Palestinians back to the table for peace talks that has been paralyzed since 2008. In all, 104 convicts are to be released in 4 batches, although their freedom is contingent on progress in peace talks. Israelis and Palestinians are to launch talks in Jerusalem today, following a preparatory round 2 weeks ago in Washington. In South Korea, Asiana Airlines Incorporated has offered $10,000 to each of the 288 surviving passengers of the flight that crash-landed in San Francisco last month. Asiana spokeswoman Lee Hyo-min said Tuesday the payout is not a settlement and accepting the money does not prevent passengers from suing the airline. Regarding the degree of the injury, we are offering $10,000 to everyone, Lee said. There could be situations when the money is urgently needed and this could reduce inconveniences. The Asiana Boeing 777 landed short of the runway on July 6th, killing 3 passengers and injuring dozens. There were 307 people on board, including 291 passengers. Lee said Asiana has already made payments to the families of 3 passengers who were killed. She did not know the amount. A mother of 1 passenger said an Asiana manager contacted the family in Seoul by telephone last week offering $10,000. The family declined because the offer wasn't made in writing. No explanation or conditions was given, and they feared accepting the payment would bar lawsuits. We said no on the phone. We felt offended and didn't want to accept, said Jang Ok-yoon, mother of passenger Kim Ye-rim. We didn't know whether there were conditions to the payment. South Korean news agency Yonhap said multiple crash survivors and their families had been made the offer in writing. The report said Asiana stipulated 8 conditions, but the company declined to disclose them, citing their possible impact on future lawsuits. You are watching Caribbean Affiliate News. We will be right back.